Hello everyone, this is Waldorf,
It's a Stetler.
and now I have Battle Report 185.
185.
Look at this, Orcs and Goblins.
I guess that game was prophetic.
Pay no attention to Battle Report 184, had nothing to do with this. Versus Vermin Swarm.
At Huzzah Hobbies again.
Yes. Special thanks to Huzzah Hobbies for being there for us to play in.
There you go.
Moving on. So, brand new list, Orcs and Goblins. The reduced, so I took a Feral Orc, Warlord, his General on board, paired weapons, Mithril Mail, Shady Shankin, and the Ale Flask. Slight difference from my previous guy because he lost the potion of speed, potion of whatever. The potion of speed.
Speed.
Feral
Last guy from Orcs and Goblins, which has been quite some time.
Correct. Feral Orc Chief with a who's a BSB on a boar, Basalt Infusion and a Hero's Heart and paired weapons. Feral Orc Shaman, Master of Shamanism on a boar, Master of Shamanism on a boar,
Shamanism. Okay.
and with paired weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, a Forest Goblin King riding a Gargantula with a great weapon.
Okay.
This guy took a 30-point drop in points, making a Forest Goblin with a great weapon a 50-point upgrade to the Gargantula.
Yeah.
Sounded like a deal, so I thought I would try it.
Mm-hmm.
30 Feral Ed Bashers,
Hence, not enough points for the potion of speed.
and that brought me to 1800 exactly, or sorry, 1810 before the Potion of Speed
Okay.
was removed. 30 Feral Ed Bashers with full command and a Green Tide banner. 2 units of 5 Common Orc Boar Riders with champions and shields, with a champion each and shields.
No lances or light.
No,
They come with light
they have light
lances, right?
lances, but no heavy lances. 2 units of Spider Riders. I'm trying, just with shields. 2 units.
No throwing weapons or anything.
No, trying to keep them cheap for this one.
Mm-hmm.
2 units of
One more time.
10 Nashers. It's a 10-unit Nasher herd.
2 units of Nashers.
2 units of 10 Nashers.
models each.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Of course, they can't have any command at all. This is another unit that went down by 10 points. Thought I'd give it a shot. I've been talking about doing it before. When they dropped them by a point a model each, I couldn't help resisting. Now it's 130 point, 120 point chaff unit.
And you just wish you had more Nashers.
I need more Monashers, apparently. 8 common Ed Basher Boar Boys. Full command lances and shields. Goblin Wrecking Team. A Nasher Wrecking Team. The Wrecking Team, again, theme here, went down by 10 points. I basically went through the list, found everything that got a reduction in price, and tried to include it.
Okay.
Except the Great Green Idol.
Yes. Well,
And lastly, a Gargantula.
that's got a long ways to go in points reductions.
So, there's my army. Moving on. Opponent played Skaven. He has a general who was a tyrant.
You've been slacking on these army names on top.
I think I need to get back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, okay. Anyway. He also has a chief as a BSB who took the item that lets him stand behind. Plague Patriarch on the Plague Furnace. And a Vermin Demon.
Okay, that's a lot of character points.
35 Plague Brotherhood with full command. 30 Vermin Guard full command. 10 Foot Pads. 2 Dreadmills. 6 Vermin Hulks. 2 Rotary Guns and a Globe Launcher. So, there you go.
They're just the basic vermin hulks without guns.
They are. They're the not the vermin, whatever those
Whatever they're
guys are
called.
called.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot what the
Yeah.
bigger ones are called. Anyway, so as you can see, there you are. Terrain we have up top: forest, a hill, a water, another forest, and across the bottom we have a building, a ruin, and a hill.
Okay.
Of course, buildings are now impassable.
Yay.
So this one we're playing secure target.
Okay.
My opponent. I think we went back and forth one or two times, and the opponent dropped his army to go first.
Okay.
You can see the targets out there. One over there on the right, and one on here on the left.
I see some spiders hanging out in the woods.
Spiders scouted out there to the woods.
Okay.
And over here, the other spiders just hung out in the ruins. I did not pay attention. The big spiders have Strider. I made an assumption, which later proved to be wrong, that the small spiders had Strider as well. They have Forest Strider,
right.
not Strider.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so they're going to have to pay for the ruin.
I don't have to ask you why you put them in the ruins now.
That's why I put them in the ruins.
Okay.
Common boar boys off to the right, another one off to the left, with the mages in the one off to the left. This unit of boar boys here in this, beside this big spider, the orange spider, have the the BSB and the general in that unit, and the purple spider is the one with the character on it, with the Forest Goblin King.
Okay.
So there you have that. And there's a couple other pictures. Big vermin demon there. Little goblin wolf rider confused me. I didn't want to attack him because he had a wolf rider with him. The big vermin demon. It's something he used just as a space filler to make it extra. Oh, sorry, my gargantula, my normal gargantula did take the web launcher.
Oh, okay.
Fit that in as well.
Brought it back.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a shot. There we go. Outside my army. Moving on to turn one. Turn one, he just shifted a little bit on the left.
Okay.
You can see his guy came out from behind the water on the right. The vermin demon came forward a bit. Oh, and a unit of missed in the thing too. A unit of 10 giant rats, which I left out of the list.
Right.
But other than that, that's where he comes up. Nothing scary. He was very cautious about giving the Spider Riders a flank charge. He was willing to give me a rear, but not a flank.
Okay.
I don't think he cared either way. So there you have that. So my turn comes, and I move forward. He somehow, during his turn, he put a wound on my Spider Riders.
Was he out of shooting range or something?
He was out of shooting range with most of his stuff.
Okay.
On the first turn. Because I deployed back fairly far.
Okay.
To make sure he couldn't. So, up on the top right, you can see I declared a charge. What did I declare a charge with? You know, I declared a longer charge with the feral orcs into the unit of the giant rats.
Oh, on the flank.
No, here, kind of in the center.
Unit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they fled back through the the two things just because he didn't. Had I crushed him, I had the overrun into the big guy, and he didn't want that happening.
Okay.
Off on the right, the Spider Riders have come up to get within 8 inches, just to harass them, make them march test.
You didn't launch a charge?
Because his vermin demon, I did not. Because his vermin demon is not his general.
Okay, right.
The tyrant is his general. And the boar boys come down off the hill to the right. They're just coming over here. They're hoping to.
They're the regular boar boys.
Regular common boar boys, 3-up armor.
Okay.
They're hoping to get. They're out of arc of the big vermin hulks. Their goal is to get that objective.
Okay.
Since they are a scoring unit. So there you have that. Moving on to turn 2. Turn 2, he does something. What's he doing?
Somebody charged your boar boys?
Yes. The, what did charge him?
I don't know. I just see they're fleeing.
I think I got too close to the dread mill.
Oh, not in like the Ark of the Vermin Hulks or something by accident?
I don't think, because I'm definitely not in the Ark of the...
Dread mill's in the water.
And the dread mill's in the water. So
that would be a sign.
Yeah, I got too close to got closer than I thought to the Dreadmill.
Okay.
So they fled from it. Off on the left, you can see his footpads coming up. His Dreadmill really doesn't want to deal with the strength 7 attacks from that unit of Boar Boys. So he's just coming up to chaff me.
And he backed up his Vermin Demon.
And he backed up his Vermin Demon because of the threat to him again. I can give the Feral Swift Stride 5, so he's... And the other guys can actually mess up the Vermin Demon.
Yeah.
The Gnasher herds with Swift Stride 6. He just doesn't want to deal with it. So he moved back. And...
Gnasher herds are 6s?
They're base 5s with the base 5s.
And you call the
war cry or whatever.
Yeah.
Really bumps him up. So he concentrates his shooting heavily on my my spider with the forest goblin on it, and I think he did 4 wounds to it.
Okay.
This is with the Dreadmills out of range, mind you. I mean, these are all other shots
weapons teams
and spells.
Mm-hmm.
He also puts a few shots from the rotary gun into one of the units of the Gnasher herd.
Yep.
Kills 4 of them.
Okay.
But it's my turn, and we're going. So
we're going in.
The Gargantula, the orange Gargantula without the rider on it, declares a charge on the footpads, and they flee.
Okay.
Off on the right,
And you didn't redirect or anything else?
There was nothing else in range, unfortunately. Off on the right, all 3 of the units you see charge the Dreadmill.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking for the really nice, because if I can smash it, there's some overruns that can really help me. Especially since if several of them make them, I can set up the flank overrun onto the Vermin Hulks.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get multiple in there.
Okay.
So there you have it. The spider, despite what I was planning, the spider actually made that charge. The Gargantula.
Mm-hmm.
The footpads fled, and he actually caught him.
Oh, okay.
He caught him and reformed where you see him.
Mm-hmm. But you're not mostly in the woods.
But I'm not mostly in the woods. The Boar Boys on the left came forward.
Mm-hmm.
The mage came out of them and joined the big unit.
Mm-hmm.
Big unit's down a couple models from the globe launcher from last turn shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Off over here, the Ferals missed the charge. They didn't make it, but both the units of Gnashers did.
But one was in the front.
One was in the front. What did we determine? Oh, yeah. So, anyway. So I got that.
Move your spiders behind.
The Spider Riders came up behind from where they were. I made a mistake last turn. Had they been where they should have been, they could have charged off the giant rats.
Yeah.
They could have charged the giant rats in the flank if they rallied, which they did. So this turn I'm backing up here to make sure I don't do that again. My Boar Boys who fled fail and keep running.
Okay.
And there's that. And over here. Going back over here. So we smash them.
Okay.
We smashed the Dreadmill. We actually killed it.
You killed it, but you didn't want.
Which I am okay with, kind of. Well, I guess it would have been better to make it flee.
Yep. You ran into something, maybe.
Mistake I made here. The small unit overrunning, I think, was fine. The other unit should have stayed where it was and just turned. But it did not. So I guess I was hoping for a 10 or 11 to get into this rotary gun, which is a long charge.
Yeah.
Anyway, they should have sat back where they were. I think that was a mistake I made. But
they like water. Haven't had a bath lately.
They do. They were thirsty. You can see I got off the Chilling Howl with the 12-inch bubble, which is hitting almost his entire army, which is fantastic. I like the Chilling Howl spell. Moving on to turn 3.
A lot's happened here.
Turn 3. So he declares a long charge with the vermin demon and the guys on the hill, the vermin guard, make their charge as well. Both make it and thump into my ferals.
Okay.
He moves his giant rats up to chaff up my Gnasher herd, and the actual vermin hulks declared a charge as well,
And they didn't make it.
and did not make it.
Okay.
It was a decent number for the charge.
Did he charge a charge, or did he just blumble forward with his
He
mill?
he actually off on the left you can see the
Oh, yeah.
dread mill has gone into
Is
the
it-
woods
is in
at
the
my
woods.
boar boys,
So he got a wound while it was doing it.
and took a wound from the forest to do.
They actually hit
to
your
do so.
you hit your boys.
He got him. Yeah,
Okay.
he hit him in the
That's
flank.
too bad for you.
Yeah, it did. I mean, they're actually within charge range. I wasn't. Anyway, I didn't think he would do it. To
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it came down to. Thought he had more important things to worry about. His the plague furnace failed its frenzy check
Ah, okay.
and had to declare a charge, and decided to charge the boar boys.
Okay.
Because he thought if he charged into the orange, I asked him later. His thing was if he charged into the orange spider, both the boar boys and the other spider would have been on his flank.
Right. If he got stuck around.
If he got, if he got stuck there, and the spider's a stubborn 9 if he doesn't kill it outright.
Yeah.
Re-rollable because the BSB is also
Right,
there.
right.
But he said he thought that's what he thought, and if he makes the charge into the boar boys, which was a long charge, granted, but if he does make it, he's past both spiders,
Yeah.
and he's only fighting them.
Right.
So he thought that was his best option, and he failed that charge, and actually came forward like 6 or something, which was almost the absolute worst he could possibly get from it.
So now it's all about his shooting. The magic.
Was shooting with the chilling howl up as well.
Yeah.
I should remember. In the 12-inch bubble, so it's basically got all his stuff, except for the guy that's in combat, of course.
Yeah.
So there we have that. And okay. Of course, the Dreadmill crushes the boar boys.
They kill him, or they ran off. Or they got runned off.
I think they ran off.
Okay.
This combat, he's got the what's it called? The dangerous terrain check one.
From shamanism.
From shamanism. I can't think of the name of that spell.
I remember the old name of it. But
Anyway, so he's -1 to hit. The big vermin demon is -1 to hit. And because of, the feral orcs just go nuts. And they smash, looks like 8, 12 or 13 of the vermin guard.
how many did you lose?
679.
Okay.
And he killed 9 of me.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bad magic phase and didn't get off any of his buffs
Okay.
to help the unit. I mean, he had a terrible magic phase. So anyway, based on that, we did more wounds. We're going to stick around. I put every attack I could into the vermin guard just to,
Maximize combat res.
yeah, maximize the combat
Yep,
res
yep.
and could have put a couple wounds on the big guy, but of course did not. So there's what it looks like at the end of that turn.
Okay.
You can see his pile of dead guys
And I'm just
there.
trying to see what he did with his shooting. It looks like he got rid of one boar boy and.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot with his shooting. His plague still trying to shoot it, but he's -1 to wound, so he's needing 6s to wound me. So that's really putting a hamper onto him. So there you have that.
So your turn.
So back to my turn. So the the Gnashers, the big Gnasher, the Gnasher unit in the water charges the giant rats.
Okay.
Spiders off on the top right declare a charge into the rotary gun.
What shot them down?
I think the rotary gun itself shot him on.
Oh, he didn't shoot at the Gnashers. He shot at them
on his turn.
Oh, okay.
Well, the Gnashers are heading the other way. I think he thought he had another turn for them. And over here on the left, the orange spider's going into the flank, the boar boys are going into the front, purple spider's going into the other flank.
Use enough dynamite there, Butch.
The answer to that question is a resounding no.
Yeah.
So up here you can see his rotary gun fled from the spiders up on the top left, top right. But other than that, everybody else is in. The spiders redirected and made it into the giant rats.
Okay, so they're helping out the Nashers.
Which you know.
Well, the Nashers need help.
I wasn't sure the Nashers could take these by themselves.
Yeah.
But anyway, so here's the big combat over here on the left. The important combat. My boar boys decide not to rally and just head out.
They're reporting back.
They had 1, 2, I think 3 checks on a 7.
Yeah. Well,
so I mean, it happens.
Report back to base.
Somebody's got to report this disaster. So there you go. That.
So you turn around your Nasher group, the small one.
The small one turns around, faces back into the board.
And you raise some magic. It looks like.
What's that?
There's some magic spells everywhere.
Some magic spells, scarifications going off.
These are very gray cards.
They are. Haven't done the color ones. It's shamanism. You can see up top the Nashers managed to, and the Spider Eyes managed to kill the giant rats.
There you go.
They both overran. Again, another mistake. Another instance where I should have just reformed. This 15, 26. 26. This is the 15. Sorry, 25, 31. This is the number of wounds I did to the Plague Brotherhood.
Okay.
Up on the top left.
How many did he have?
He had 35.
Ah, okay.
So the question about not enough dynamite? Not quite. The feral orcs, again, just go into high gear. It's Break the Spirit is the spell I was thinking of.
Okay.
This turn I got the Break the Spirit off on the Vermin Guard.
Okay.
Because he had a spell off on them. What spell did he get off? He got off some spell. I think he bumped their strength.
Okay.
So anyway, so it looks like again he only killed 6 or 7 of mine, and I did another pile of wounds to his.
Okay.
I'm not putting a single wound on the Vermin Demon, of course.
You break a steadfast?
I'm just beating him up.
Can't tell.
I believe. Oh, and then the Vermin. Sorry, then the Vermin Demon attacked. And
so never mind.
3, 6, 9, 10. So a total of 10 wounds for him.
Okay.
I think I did break his steadfast. I did.
Okay.
And they both ran. Can't tell if the Vermin Demon is run. No, the Vermin Demon.
Looks like he's running the other.
He's not running. He just his spear doesn't face. His weapon was poking me, so he's been facing the other way.
Oh, so he passed the.
He did pass his check, but the Vermin Guard fled. The 2 remaining are back there. So there he goes. After combat, he shifted down to maximize. I shifted down to the left to get a little bit further away from the Vermin Hulks coming in, but not letting him into my flank. By the way, I did during my phase manage to get off the bring the pain onto his plague Brotherhood, and that's how I got the 31 of
Looks like you got more ferals back. Am I missing something?
No, that's it. That's what it was.
I thought you were down to a single rank. Sorry.
No, it was.
Must have looked at it.
Back up to see that. See, there you go.
Oh, there's 2.
There is 2 ranks. But anyway, there we go. So we shifted down. Again, had the guys been where they wanted to be in better shape with this. I'm just overrunning the Mashers. Just a couple bad choices. Back to his turn, the Vermin Hulks come in. Because of the way we reformed, he's only going to be able to get 1 in the supporting attack. His general is fleeing, so the rotary gun does not rally. His general does not rally either and continues to run.
Okay.
So you see him up there with his wound on him, fleeing.
And the one guy.
With his one buddy, which is making him rally on a much reduced roll since there's one buddy left. There you go. Dreadmill elected not to come into the combat and just moved over here to the side.
Lightning blast you.
Well, yes, I think that was his thought. The rotary, is that the globe? The globe launcher turns around and decides to look at my spider riders on the hill. They're not real thrilled with that whole thing.
Okay.
Paying attention. Oh,
Whoa.
oh, look at that! This was the table beside us.
Okay.
Sorry, I wonder where that came from. Oh, this is what it was. You notice the giant here on the right side of the table?
No.
The large column.
Please tell me this.
It's an Undying Dynasty giant. It's not. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Moving on. I saw that and had to take a picture of it. Anyway, moving on. Enough of that silliness. The globe launcher, you can see, just eliminates the 3 spider riders up on the hill.
Okay.
The combined vermin hulks and the vermin demon finish off
those guys, yeah.
ferals and turn back to the center of the board. And over here, ooh, we missed a turn. Sorry. Over here on the left, the
looks like your knights, or your board boys held up pretty well to that pendulum.
They did. He was challenging me every turn.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because he was keeping the first turn. He wanted to keep the strength 7 hits off of him.
Right. That makes sense. But yeah.
The this turn, what was happened this turn? Anyway, something else happened. Anyway, so he's been challenging me every turn. I declined on this turn because I've only got like 5 wounds to do to him.
Right.
So when he decided to make the purple spider with the
okay.
with the rider with the great weapon guy on it. He made him not attack, which was probably the better choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it just eliminated so many attacks.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, despite that, we crushed him. The purple spider reversed 180 degrees, faced out to the center.
Okay.
The boar boys turned to the right, and the purple spider turned to the left to face the dreadmill over there that you can't see. Remember that
orange
dreadmill?
spider.
The orange spider. Sorry.
Okay.
What did I say? Purple.
You did.
Okay. Purple spider turned to the right. So on my next turn,
That was his turn. Okay.
That was in his turn because he charged my ferals. The purple spider with the guy on it has only I think it's got 2 wounds left. It made the charge into the vermin hulks.
Okay, he's actually facing the other way.
Yeah, he is because he wasn't lining up real well,
Okay,
so I turned him
where
around.
the legs were. Okay.
So he smashed into it. I'm hoping just to do a bunch of wounds here before I go out.
It is general rally.
His general rallied.
Okay.
His general never. Oh, sorry. His general did rally and stopped running where he is.
Okay.
And the orange spider on the left charged the dreadmill.
Okay.
Boar boys stayed where they were. This is a secure target, and that's the objective. They're trying to hang around near that. There you go.
Turn are we on?
I think we're in the bottom of turn 4.
Oh.
Now we're going to the top of turn 5.
Okay.
So top of turn 5.
What happened on turn 4? What's your charges?
Well, the purple. Yeah, I didn't get a good picture. The purple spider with the general got into the unit. Only managed to kill like 1.5. Killed 2 rats are gone. 2 rats.
Okay. I see that.
Vermin hulks.
And they killed you.
And they killed me because I only had a few wounds left.
And turned around to go after the other objective.
He turned around towards the other objective because he is scoring.
You're scoring. Okay.
Elsewhere, the guy sits here in the middle.
And you didn't charge his general with your Nasher guys. You just looked at him.
I did not. I looked at him. He is actually, I think he's still fleeing. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still fleeing. Sorry, I'm wrong. I was wrong earlier. The spider's locked in combat with the dreadmill on the left. The general fleet continues to flee. You can see him back there, even further back towards the back of the edge of the board. And the Vermin Hulks charge into the flank of my Nasher herd.
Okay.
So not good for them. The with the little rattling, the rotary gun coming up as chaff.
One's fleeing, the other one's chaffing.
Yeah, one's fleeing, one's chaffing, and his vermin demon coming up there. Again, he doesn't want his vermin demon charged because that's a lot of high strength attacks.
Looks like his mill is still alive.
His mill is still alive and
I
fighting.
see some wires hanging out behind that tower.
Yes. So moving on, I think we got it this turn though.
Okay. And he shot off some of your.
Is shooting and divination punish my boar boys? I think I have. There's only one model left. One of the boar boys left, and all three characters.
Everything else is characters.
And everything else is characters. Yeah, that is what's happening. Up on the top right, you can see the Vermin Hulks have eliminated my Nasher herd. They cut them in the flank, and not much they were going to do anyway there. So back to my turn, bottom of turn 5. The spider who finished off on the top of turn 5, the spider finished off the dread mill and just backed up here into the woods. The boar boys elected to stay where they are. What I've done, what I did with these two units, these two models, the general and the mage, I need to get the mage. I want the mage over to help the right side of this field, and the general went with him, so he's not hanging out there by himself to get divinationed or shot. The unit, the single model with the boar boys, is staying where it is to remain within 6 inches of the objective
with the BSB.
With the BSB, and the rotary gun is chaffing his vermin demon. He can't charge past it, and the rotary gun has no one in its arc, so it can't charge.
Okay.
So basically, I'm using his pieces to chaff him.
Right.
And the reason, of course, the other reason I wanted the guy over here is because I do this. Rather than charging my Nasher herd into his general who's already fleeing, which would only start making him run the other way.
Right.
I decided to charge into the Vermin Hulks.
Okay.
Because that's 15 strength 5 attacks going first.
Your initiative 5, yeah.
And it was a lot of mutual destruction. He did 8 wounds to me, but I eliminated him. I won.
2 Nashers standing.
2 Nashers managed to win it.
Whatever happened to your wrecking team? We never.
Oh, sorry, you're right. The wrecking team started on the hill. On the first or second turn, he magic missiled it
Okay.
off.
It's like, wasn't there a wrecking team out here or something?
There was, but he quickly managed to magic missile that off.
All right. So turn 6.
Top of turn 6, this is what he's got to start with. You can see he's got, the other weapon team actually fled into the ruin and died.
Okay.
So this is where we're standing. And he's got no one to charge. So he just walks forward.
Okay.
Because he's not afraid of what's in front. Oh, sorry. He backed up. My mistake. He decided not to take the risk of whoever, the spider
the
and
combo charge, yeah.
The combo charge of what was left in case what he was going to do didn't work.
Try to magic and shoot you off your units.
Yeah. Up on the top, you can see the vermin. His general did not rally.
Okay, you're off the table.
And is heading off the table. I mean, headed off the table. But with magic and shooting, he managed to eliminate this unit.
Okay.
Spider's immune, so it stuck around. And that's where it ended. I've got nothing else to do anything else to him.
Okay.
But with that last shot, hurt.
Yeah, you lost a unit and a BSB.
And the objective.
And the objective. So that's a lot of points.
So, yeah, I lost a unit, that BSB, but it's a ton of points. What I've got left is I've got the Orange Spider, half the unit, half points for the units. This Nasher Herd, I've got my general and my character, my mage. So, yeah, and he's got his Vermin Demon and that. So we did the counting and it came up to 11-9.
Some alignment problems here.
With no, yeah. Yeah.
I have 11-9, so it ended up being...
Yeah, there's a big alignment problem.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
Some mutually assured destruction on that game.
It was a smashing... But, I want to point out, it was a win.
That's true. Unlike your previous game.
You can talk what the 11-9 nonsense, but it was a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just a bloody, bloody game. With a lot of interesting things. I mean, he got really hurt when he failed his maximized roll for the frenzy check.
Right.
Because had he been able to back up, then he keeps all 3 units in his front, and probably only one makes it. If he just sits there and backs up instead of coming forward. The other choice, he could have gone at the Orange Spider and tried to get through it.
Yeah.
But
so the question is, all these discounted units that you bought, how do they perform, in your opinion?
I can tell you right now, the catapult's coming out again. I mean, it's the same problem with that I've always had. It's fantastic for 40 points.
Yep. But
it's 40 points that you can use elsewhere because you're probably not going to shoot it that much. The Squig Herds are fantastic.
I'm sorry, the what?
Sorry. The Nasher Herds are fantastic. I mean, they have the same problem they've always had. If they lose a combat, they're gone.
Right.
There's no running and rallying with the Nasher Herds. They do have their explode, whatever.
They're a true support unit.
So that's a problem. But at 120 points for 10 of them, they are incredible chaff. They're fearless. They move 5. They're swift stride. They're incredible chaff.
Yep. Not too many things can charge them because they're I4.
And they're complete glass. They're, of course, complete glass cannons. Correct you. They're I4, weapon skill 4. They're a menace.
I'm sorry, agility 4.
Agility 4.
Someday I'll remember all these new terms.
No, never. I don't think so. Yeah, like I said, they're a menace. They're very rough to deal with. So what they end up doing is putting minor shooting and spells into them to thin them out before they get there, which is fine because it's a 120 point unit. So those I think performed fantastic. Those are fantastic. The Nasher, the Wrecking Team, it's
you don't really know if it got blasted off turn 1.
It got blasted off turn 1. And again,
of course, they weren't blasting something else off that was a lot more expensive.
It's what it's always done. It attracts fire. So I'm not sure with that yet. It just attracts fire as it always does.
Well, would you rather them hitting a spider?
What's that?
With that missile, magic missile.
Well, the spider is a tough 6. It can live. It can deal with it. Much easier than that thing can.
Yeah.
But again, it's what it is. It pulls off shots. Not terrible. So anyway, that's kind of the thoughts with those. I think the Nashers are a permanent addition. The Spider Riders are still in question.
They gotta have a missile weapon, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm going to end up giving them throwing weapons.
Yep.
I just don't. I find myself missing the extra 4 inches of march.
4 inches for marching, yeah.
Yeah, I like the being able to scout. But anyway, I'm just not sure about that extra march distance. So, like I said, the jury's out so far on the points. Yeah. I mean, the guy, the Force Goblin game on the Gargantula is, it's hard not to take him. The only reason not to take him is not to soak up all your
Your
character points.
Character points, because you can't field your heroes on Great Cave Nashers.
Correct. The heroes on Great. I could remove that and put a hero on a Great Cave Nasher, or actually I could put 2 of them and a orc on a boar.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe
just an extra orc character on a boar. So it's that makes it kind of tough.
Yeah.
You get a lot more flexibility out of the other stuff. But that's the Cave Nashers on it. The hero and Cave Nashers are gone out of this list, which is something I am,
It's been a long time since you've had a list without them.
It is. So, and I love them.
Yeah.
But I thought I would try something different, see what it is. So, but anyway, so far I think I kind of like the list primarily how it is.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Okay.
I mean, I'm too much. I play with this list too much.
Right.
And this is the first time I played it in a long time. So
that's true.
Just trying to get the feel of it again.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, well, that's going to do it for now.
Till next time.
Thanks for listening.